What's up, guys? Welcome back to The Last Word. And today, we are having a face-off.
We are finally doing our second NFL video.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Multi-sports media.
As you guys know, Nick is not the biggest NFL guy, so we brought in Corey Brown. Welcome back, Corey. Yes, welcome back to The Last Word, Corey. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty jazzy.
All right, so today's face-off. Who is the best team in the NFL through, I believe it is week 12?
This is, through week 12. Although this is, the Ravens haven't played. They play on Monday night against the Rams.
Well, Scotty,
but everybody else just played.
Thanks for spoiling your pick already. So
I'm just saying, because I don't want to get clowned on if the Ravens get killed by the
Rams. He was like, Lamar Jackson might be the greatest
But the Ravens will win by 40, so it doesn't even matter. So
no,
that's a bold prediction for a team that's about to lose, bro.
Now you Jalen Ramsey already consulted Mike Vick on how to stop.
And Mike Vick didn't give him answers. Because Mike Vick is Lamar's homie, bro.
So, I will be defending my beloved Patriots.
So, Charlie, tell us why you think the Patriots
we go around the circle, all right? Show some respect, all right, Ravens fan. Y'all got lucky beating us, bro.
Lucky 17-point dub.
Okay. All right, Corey, who are you rooting for?
I think it's the Seattle Seahawks.
You're garbage. All right, bang bang Niner gang, let's go. Baby.
Literally beat you.
Literally didn't have George Kittle, Akello Witherspoon,
lost the game.
Matt Breida after the half.
Lost the game.
Emmanuel Sanders. I can go on.
You want to
keep
making
excuses? Who wants to get started here and give us their reasoning for why their team's the best?
Okay, so our team
excuses.
Fletch is going to start us out with the Niners.
All right.
Okay.
We listen.
So, the San Francisco 49ers. Let me get to the beginning. So they started off with like a mediocre 14-point W against the Buccaneers. But
are you going through their schedule game by game?
No, not game by game.
I can do that.
I'm doing like the start of the season and then just a couple of bigger games that happen. They start off with a mediocre like 14-point dub against the Buccaneers.
Mediocre Bucs team.
Yeah, but like the Buccaneers have showed flashes on offense, and like their offense has been really good this year despite Jameis Winston being the quarterback, and they held them to 17 points, which I think is a good plus, showing how good their defense really is.
Although the Niners offense kind of struggled in that game. Jameis threw like a pick six and two other picks in like his own 20-yard line. They kind of
that's true. That's was sort of meant to highlight the defense. But then we fast forward a little bit. It's really just defense. We hold the Browns to 3 points in a 30-point victory. Hold the Rams to 7, which they scored on their.
Shut out the Skins.
That was a really rainy game, though. That game's we won. We
still
shut
held
them
them to
off.
zero.
But it was a really rainy, like sort of fluky game. I'm not even going to talk about that.
Nasty for your offense.
But the 49ers versus the Panthers. All right.
But I think part of that too.
Honestly,
that gave me respect. That gave me respect.
Okay, but this is the problem. This is like
Kyle
in
Allen,
college
who
football.
had been going off. The previous couple weeks, he had like a
but when you
had
said
a 2-touchdown game,
he had been going off before that. But Fletch,
picks.
what I want to say is this is like in college football, bro. When you beat a team who's in the top 20, and then you find out like 5 weeks later that they suck. Like the Panthers had 1-4 with Kyle Allen going in. Now they're 5-6. Kyle Allen threw 4 interceptions against the Falcons last week, bro.
They played a tough schedule. God. The Falcons game was absolutely atrocious. Bro. But the Panthers were hot at the time, and they were playing very good football. And the Niners, they were the reason their season has sucked since then. Like after the Niners game, the Panthers have been a completely different team. You got to admit that. The Niners completely destroyed their team, and like they lost by 3 today. Joey Sly sucks again. They look terrible, and that's because the Niners demoralized them by dropping 51 points and getting, what was that, like 210 rushing yards on them.
Just crushed them.
Yeah, but I think NFL defenses are finally realizing that the only offensive weapon they have is Christian McCaffrey.
The Panthers, yeah.
Yeah,
Forcing
and
Kyle Allen to
finally,
play well
that's so
down.
they're
true.
playing
And
to
DJ
that.
And
Moore.
McCaffrey's still
DJ
playing
Moore's
well,
very
but he's
Even
not playing
saying
like
DJ
superhumanly well.
You guys, I mean, they can just stuff guys like in the flat and just like try and contain him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like all they have to do is like have their receivers beat them in man coverage, and it's just
They don't have a great
they
receiving
don't have a
core,
great
and they don't
receiving
have a
core.
great
So they
quarterback.
can't do that.
So now I'm gonna go to the 49ers only loss, which is
Can we
the
talk
team-
about their defense real quick, though?
Yes.
25 points and 26 points to the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kyle Allen or not Kyle?
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray
Should have played baseball.
Should have played baseball first
Could've
off,
gone
but
bank.
he's been probably
A's were about to
one
pay
of the
him
most
so
promising
much money.
rookies in the league. This
I'll give
year.
you that.
We'll
Very
we'll
good,
get to
and
baseball when baseball
There's not
season
much
comes.
film on him. Like
Yeah,
it's a
Corey's coming for
divisional
that, too.
game. The first one was in Arizona, where the Niners I don't think had won a game since like 2014. So they
Mhm.
finally snuck out a W there.
And they were up 10
That's-
in that one. The Cardinals got a late touchdown.
Yeah, so that is sort of a garbage time thing. And then the more recent one, the Niners had to come back, but they did it because Jimmy G's got ice in his veins.
Well, talk about Seahawks game, Jimmy G. Ice
Okay.
in his veins.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about the 49ers only loss against Seahawks. Now this game, I think it showed, yes, they're human. They're a beatable team, yes. But you need to consider a couple things. The defense, considering what the offense did for them, balled out. This is a championship caliber defense.
Yeah.
They could.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They're-
there's
easily.
no
Easily.
argument.
They're
Nick
the
Bosa's
best- they're the
phenomenal.
best
Richard
defense.
Sherman's holding down the back
They're
end.
the
Do
best
not-
defense in the league. I'm saying it right now.
Best
Shut
defense
up.
in the NFC.
Well,
How
there-
many shutouts? Do you
Okay,
have?
they're at least
No.
one of the
We
top
have
three.
two.
Like, they're-
Okay.
in the NFC.
We have
Yeah.
shut out
Okay.
two NFL
Who,
football
the
teams.
Dolphins.
Okay.
And the Jets.
You want to talk about you want to talk about a schedule, Charlie? Patriots have just had a
Okay.
Shut up.
preseason.
Shut up.
We'll come back.
Considering that the offense gave the Seahawks 21 of their 27 points off turnovers, one
Yeah.
of the turnovers was a drop from Kendrick Bourne that went right through his hands into whatever the Seahawks.
Well, one of the
safety's name
Seahawks
is.
touchdowns was literally a Jimmy G fumble ran back
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a touchdown.
It was like, and now I think Jimmy G is finally starting to put it together. He's
He's strung together
against-
two good games against the
he's
Packers.
strong
solid
together.
games.
I'm saying that's why
I
I'm saying
wouldn't put him up there
starting
with,
to
like,
put it
Tom
together.
Brady,
Okay.
but, like,
Okay,
He's
obviously
still-
I'm not comparing him to Tom Brady.
Tom Brady was
The guy-
awful
He's
today.
just as good as Brady's been
Scoreboard.
this year.
Tom Brady
Garoppolo-
was awful today.
Garoppolo's more of a game
Scoreboard.
manager type of
Okay,
guy
yeah,
for
no.
me, but he's
Not even
he gets
getting
the
the
job
You
done.
also have
Get
to
over it,
consider-
Not even
Cowboys
Shut
fan.
up.
100 yards passing.
Shut up, both of you. You guys suck, alright? The Cowboys are terrible.
We're in the playoffs.
Okay.
Lost.
So, but yeah, Jimmy G is showing teams that he can do it with his arm ever since the Niners, sort of showed they were a run-first team earlier in the season. Today against the Packers, 14 of 20, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
I just want to
That's
say
beautiful.
the
Dropped
Niners
him.
made the Packers. Like the Niners were the
That
Packers.
was the big
That
thing,
was a
because
beat down.
before
Huge
they
one.
beat the Packers, their best win was against a middling 6-4 Rams team.
Yeah.
It was kind of meh, and they had only played one team who was good, the Seahawks, and they had lost, and so it was kind
And
of
now
like.
they've beaten an NFL.
But beating
Yeah.
a team going in who was 8-2, just crushing them 37-8,
Yeah.
that really
that's a
improves their
nice-
resume.
Rush.
That's a statement right there.
Yeah.
All right,
And, like,
the Niners.
It's such like a it's like a statement. I'm not trying to like defend the Niners or anything, but I think it's just such a statement. Like you go in against probably one of the better quarterbacks of all time, and you sack him like the first possession, and he fumbles.
He had like 100 yards in the game.
Yeah.
Rodgers. He got
they found a way to like minimize his damage, and honestly, he's out of the MVP running because of it. Like
Yeah.
He's had 2 good games this season, Rodgers.
Nick Bosa dominated. You know who else dominated? One of my favorite Oregon defensive players of all
DeForest
time.
Buckner?
Not DeForest
Eric
Buckner.
Armstead?
He only had half a sack. Eric Armstead is finally living up to the hype from when he was drafted. He was
2
a
sacks.
he was a top 10 overall pick. Now he's
top 10.
Yeah, he was a top 10 overall pick. And now he's finally living up to the hype. He's like the first in his position in Pro Bowl voting, and he's done amazing. He's finally gonna get.
And
to
I
the Pro
think
Bowl.
part of that is Nick Bosa has been such a force that he's allowing so much other space for the other D
Honestly,
linemen
as
to
much as I hate
flourish.
to say it, he's probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive rookie of the year.
Defensive
though.
Defensive
Yeah.
rookie, yeah.
Player,
That's
maybe.
that's
maybe.
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right, so that's a solid argument. Anything else you want to add, Fletch, for the Niners?
Bang bang Niner gang. Super Bowl 54 is ours.
And best record in the league too.
Yeah.
Best record.
We'll
in the
see
league.
you there.
No, you won't. You got to get past his Ravens.
Okay, you know what? Bill Belichick doesn't lose to the same team twice. Okay. That's just facts.
Okay.
Didn't.
The G-Man in the Super Bowl. Okay, let's just move on. All right, Chuck. You want to talk
Shut
about
up!
the Patriots?
No.
You want to
You
talk
are-
about the Patriots?
NFC quarterbacks. NFC quarterbacks.
Eli Manning has not done good against any single NFL franchise except the Patriots.
Well, you know, I'm okay with that, Chief.
All right, you know what, Corey? How about we haven't heard you speak at all?
You wanna go to the Seahawks?
Let's go to
Let's talk about the
bro.
Seahawks.
All right.
Let's talk about
L.
the team that beat the Cincinnati Bengals by 1 point.
I want to talk about something real quick. I want to talk about Russell Wilson's clutchness in the fourth
I
quarter.
want to
Oh,
talk
yes,
about your
he threw a goal
deteriorating
line
defense,
interception
dude.
against
That
the
was
49ers.
overtime, not the fourth quarter.
Dude, I really just want to talk about your deteriorating defense, dude.
Okay,
Seahawks.
Davion
They
Davion
locked up
Clowney
the
has
Eagles
been
today.
beasting.
They locked up
Dude,
the Eagles today.
We
Yeah.
had this
The
discussion
Eagles
on
have
our.
the worst receiving
Eagles
core
are
in
horrible.
Okay, but 9 points.
They are the
That's better. That's
streakiest
better than the
football team
Patriots
ever.
defense last week.
They
That's
are
true.
terrible. They're the most streaky team in football. The Eagles,
Hey,
awful.
they only had. We held them to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eagles were at 3, then they got a touchdown late in the game, garbage time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're finally thrown to our Sega Whiteside though. It's about time. They're like second round wide
Big,
receiver
yeah.
pick.
Scotty, we just taking a break from offense right now. We just trying to make sure we win
The
some
Pats.
games. No, honestly, because we not
Yeah,
trying
because
to.
your offense
your
is
offense isn't
non-existent.
We're not trying to
All right.
overexert
All right,
ourselves.
all right, all right.
We've put up like
All
over
right,
30
chill,
points on lots
chill,
of teams.
Chill. Let Corey argue
Yeah.
his team.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So I just want to say,
I apologize.
Russell Wilson is playing at an MVP level.
Totally.
Not anymore.
Totally.
If
It's a two-man race between him and Lamar.
Yeah. If it weren't
It's a
for a man
one-man race.
named Lamar
I
Jackson,
agree.
it would be in Russell Wilson's hands
That's fact.
Yeah.
easily.
That's easy.
Now,
Guy leads the league in passer rating. 23
Yeah.
touchdowns, 2 picks.
the only teams that they've lost to have been to very good teams.
Mm-hmm.
The New Orleans Saints, who I just have to give them credit for that game.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater came in there and absolutely shut everybody
Absolutely.
Well, and the Saints are like what 8-2, 9-2. Like they're
Uh-huh.
a really good
Yeah,
team.
I mean,
they're
they're
a
a good team.
very good.
Yeah.
I mean,
football
honestly,
team.
if we had one more person here, they could honestly make a case for why the Saints aren't
Yeah.
the best team in the league.
totally.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
put the Saints ahead of the Seahawks.
I mean, yeah. They beat.
I mean, I put the Saints
They
ahead
beat
of the
the
Niners in our
Panthers
last
by
ranking
3.
video,
The Niners
Scotty.
beat them by 40, but that's besides the point. Yeah, sure, go Saints. Uh-huh.
Decisive.
Yeah, golf clap. They get a golf clap from me. Okay.
So, and then I'm not going to ignore the fact that they did lose to the Ravens.
Yes,
That's
the thing. They lost
Lamar
by
Jackson.
double digits at home.
Lamar Jackson played a fantastic
12
game.
man who?
Thank you.
And Russell Wilson was.
I appreciate the love.
Did you
Corey.
say Lamar Jackson played a fantastic game?
He did?
He
It
was a
wasn't
running back. He threw 9 of 20.
okay on the stat sheet. It wasn't great, but he had
Statue-
he didn't turn over the ball in the
Leadership-wise-
air.
Leadership-wise, he was a fantastic.
Okay, but
game. That
rushing
was a
wise, he
huge
had
game for
14
him.
carries for 116 yards and a
Yeah.
touchdown. That's like 9 yards a carry, and he still led the offense to what 23 points.
It's 8 yards a carry.
And Russell Wilson threw a pick 6.
Yeah,
Marcus Peters,
Oh,
MP Juice Man clamping down.
oh no.
Beat Juice Man.
Oh no.
I
But the
like
game-
I love how
Oh, no.
Russell. I like how Russell's
How's it
2
going?
interceptions this season have been
Tyler
like the
Lockett's
most
overrated.
crucial.
Tyler Lockett's underrated. That dude's
Tyler
phenomenal.
Lockett's a beast.
Tyler Lockett is not a.
I'll tell you what though,
Tyler-
DK Metcalf needs to get some hands.
And they have
'cause he's
Josh Gordon
dropping.
now though too.
Yeah.
Like that guy.
Josh
tell you
Gordon
what,
stepped up in the Niners.
Josh
You can
Gordon
have him.
against the 49ers.
We don't need him.
He had some clutch
He
plays.
caught 2 slants. Okay, chill out. He caught
Those 2 slants were big slants.
big slants.
Those are big slants.
Big
Those are
slant,
big
baby.
boy
That's a big
slants, I'm just
slant.
saying.
That's a big boy slant right there.
The game I'm going to point to is the 49ers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quality
And
win.
then-
Honestly, that's their case.
On the road.
That-
On the
Quality
road.
Monday night
against the
prime
49ers.
time, baby.
Prime
In
time.
front of the world.
And they showed
Shocked
up.
the world.
They showed up.
Okay.
They showed
But
up.
yeah, and so yeah.
They just showed
Seahawks
up.
played a good game, but the Niners.
They
were-
have been solid throughout this entire.
The Niners were with
The one concerning thing
lots
about
of
the
big core
Seahawks
pieces.
is they play everybody close. Like the Bengals, the
There have been-
Steelers, the
oh,
yeah,
Rams, the
But
Browns.
the thing that I point to is that those close games, like they always come
They always
down
come
to
out.
it. But the Seahawks, they're fighting
They
for
can't
it. They're
close.
They had to go to overtime with
The Seahawks
Jabu wins.
can close.
I know, but
they
like,
had to go into overtime.
You look
with
at
the
all their
49ers
games are
and
one-score
too.
games, and they're 9-2.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. I just from a team I want to see as like the best team in the league. You know, there are going to be close games because that's like inevitable in any sport.
But they play too many close
But
games.
they play too many close games.
I feel
and
that.
that's like I feel like they just get like
It's an area for
comfortable.
concern.
And especially like come playoff time, like if they have a habit of getting comfortable, good coaching and like good practice, that's going to be the difference between them and like a run in this year's playoffs.
One thing I want to point to though is that they beat the Cardinals 27-10. 49ers against the Cardinals.
Played them very close both
Can I
times.
also
Very
point out
close.
that the Niners beat the Bengals by more than one? In fact, they beat them by 30.
30.
And they also beat the Browns by more than like 2 or 3. In fact, they beat them by 30.
27, but yeah.
And
They killed
27.
them. They
No,
killed them.
28
Yeah.
actually.
They beat the crap out of the Browns.
Did.
And they beat the crap, and they also didn't have to go into overtime against Jameis Winston.
Yeah, that's fair. But the Seahawks beat them head to
Mr.
head.
And they also,
Seahawks
and they also,
I just saw this stat that Jameis Winston has 100 career turnovers.
It's
Yeah.
absurd.
That was-
In like 65
I know,
games.
dude.
Yeah.
Like 76 interceptions and like 24
He leads the
lost
league
fumbles.
in picks, and it's not even close. He has like 20 through 10 games.
no, hold on, let's
Looking
let's
like
look at
Deshaun
Jameis.
Watson and Madden 19, bro.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Jameis has 20 interceptions right now.
Corey, do you have anything else to say about the Seahawks?
I just want to say that they beat the 49ers head to head
I like that.
in San Francisco
I like that.
The 49ers
Chuck,
had
you
no
wanna
Kittle,
defend the
no
Patriots?
Witherspoon,
and lost the game.
I know.
no use check.
And lost the game.
I know. Don't even tell me that I got my back against the wall because I know that. All right, I know that. I know that my Pats this year
Weakest schedule.
you could argue that, and you could also
I
say
could
that
argue.
Besides the Bills.
It's the truth.
and you could also
The
say that
Bills
we've been
have
faced
a
with a
weak
lot of
schedule, too.
adversity. You can also say that we've been faced with a lot of adversity against teams
Adversity?
that against no, listen to me.
43-0 against the Dolphins, 33-3 against the Steelers, 33-0 against the Jets, 33-7 against the Redskins, 35-14 against the G-Men.
We've been
Why,
faced-
that is adversity.
Hey, you not listening to what I'm saying, Scotty. Don't make me
Oh
pull
yeah,
don't
sorry.
make me pull a Nick
16,
on you.
fair.
bro.
16
Don't make
I'll
me
let
pull
you
a Nick.
continue.
against the Bills.
Let me continue.
Yeah.
Nick's not too happy right now. I'm basically saying that we've had a lot of ups and downs this year. The offense hasn't been consistent, and part of that has been a lot.
Tom Brady's washed.
Tom Brady's getting old.
He's declining.
But in fairness to Brady, the O-line is
The O-line
injured
has
and
been
bad.
hurt.
The receiving core is hurt.
core has been inconsistent.
And the running backs are
And-
injured and just kind of okay.
Honestly, when Sony Michel plays, our offense looks pretty good.
Bro, why don't they feed
But,
him the
like,
ball more?
Facts.
I
He
think he's got
averages-
like nagging injuries.
He averages like
he's-
5.5
There's
yards
got to
a
be
carry.
some like chronic thing there, some like sort
Yeah.
of fatigue because
I
like,
started him in fantasy this week. Every time they give him the ball, it was like at least 5
he
yards.
he was pushing it up the field. He was finding ways to like make sure that we were gonna get in a good position to score, and like I can appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, he
Especially,
did
like-
help me in my 40-point victory against Scotty to clinch the playoffs.
Hold
in
up,
fantasy this-
Chief. Julio Jones had
Hold
11,
on.
and Amari Cooper had 0 points.
Okay.
Back to the Patriots. They also have the best record in the
They
league.
also
right?
have the best record in the league right now. It is very hard to shut out NFL teams, and we've done it twice.
That is true.
And yes, we have the weakest division in football, except for the Bills. And the
Besides the NFC East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to
NFC
say.
East is the weakest division.
Well, you know, when the G-Man actually wins the Super Bowl, it'll
when
be
Danny
revealed that
Dimes is crowned Super Bowl and NFL regular season
So-
MVP.
basically what I'm saying is like, yeah, we're always a lock to like win our division, or at least at the very least.
you
to make
guys
wild
have
card.
made the AFC Championship like 10 years in a row,
yeah,
Charlie.
and it's absurd. And it's absurd because like we just want like competition, Scotty. Like, no, we make
All right,
we
get
make
my
we
division.
walk to the Super Bowl every
Well,
year.
you had a tough out against the Chiefs last year, right? Overtime
That's true.
game.
That overtime game, I'm not gonna lie, I was sweating. Bro.
If Patty Mahomes had
You
won
have-
that coin
If we won the
toss,
coin,
it's
if they
over.
win the coin toss, it's over. Because honestly, Patty Mahomes was hot. that
They
night.
scored 21 points in the fourth quarter, and they possessed the ball for 3 minutes.
But honestly, my main not a concern, but like my main argument is just the defense, bro. the defense has been so good. Like, that's the reason we've been kept in games, because the offense has been really inconsistent this year, and the defense has done its job almost every single time.
Except against the
Ravens,
because
Lamar Jackson is the way he is, and that's something that Belichick is gonna work on, because Belichick's the greatest coach of all time.
All
I
right.
hate the Patriots, but yeah, he's the greatest.
Yeah.
And as I said, Belichick finds ways to win. And honestly, if we get matched up with the Ravens coming out of the AFC, bro, it's gonna
Like
be
in the AFC Championship game?
yeah, it's gonna be a dogfight. But I think Belichick's got something up his sleeve for Lamar Jackson,
Then
because
the
our
Niners
defense,
I think
our
the
defense
Ravens are
is too
just
good, bro. Our
more
defense is too
talented
good.
than the Patriots. Like,
Oh, I 100%
roster-wise,
agree, but we're a smarter team, and I think we're a more experienced team.
That's fair. Alrighty, is that all for the Pats, Chuck?
I think that's all I got for the Pats.
Okay, so the Baltimore Ravens. All right, this team, they haven't played yet. They play on Monday night this week. They're sitting at a cool record of 8-2 for first in the AFC North. Okay? As for the Seahawks, they played in Seattle. They beat them head-to-head 30-16. Lamar played well.
Big game.
Big game. Seahawks are also a 2-loss team.
Why?
I think that kind of eliminates the Seahawks.
I have a question. Why do all these good teams have close games against the Cardinals?
I don't know.
The Ravens only beat them by
Seahawks don't.
6.
Yeah.
Because
Seahawks don't. 17-point win.
Okay.
Because Kyler adapts to like the baseball style of play, where like anybody can beat anybody.
Oh,
Yeah.
I also want to point out the Ravens lost in Baltimore, if I'm not mistaken, to
the Browns.
To the Browns.
You know, I'm glad you brought
by
that
a
up.
lot.
I'm glad you brought that up. The Ravens have 2 losses this season. They're
They were
at
back-to-back
Kansas City
losses.
and versus the Browns. Okay.
Kansas City was a good.
Now,
team.
neither of those teams are bad. The Browns are like 5-6.
Plus Kansas
The
City
Browns
was a
are
healthy
bad.
Patrick
Chiefs,
Mahomes.
They lost
Yeah.
by 30
Chiefs
to the
are a good
Titans.
team.
All right.
But-
Browns are bad.
Here's the thing. We're talking about who the best team in the league is right now. You want to talk about a team who's reeled off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive victories. Their last 3 games versus the Patriots, who Charlie said are the best team in the league.
The
Beat them
Bengals.
37-20, put up almost twice as many points as them. Dominated the time of possession, dominated the turnover
I mean,
ratio, locked down
as I said,
Brady.
our offense-
Lamar had 3 total touchdowns. I know what you're going to say about the offense,
I said the offense wasn't where it should have been, but like
but at the same time,
I watched the game. They dominated the time of possession. I will agree. Every time Brady had the ball, it felt like it was just powerless. You know what I'm saying? It's like their defense was very good at making our offense feel uncomfortable.
I think the other key thing for the Ravens is they have a bruising rushing attack. They're first in the NFL
Yeah, Mark
in
Ingram
rushing
is
yards per
actually
game.
running.
That's
Mark
really
Ingram
good.
and Lamar are phenomenal, and so that's how they can beat teams like the Chiefs.
And
Just
like-
keep Mahomes off
But that's
the
the
field.
thing.
And they can run
That's
that.
why
They can run that
that's why
draw
I'm
with
scared.
like.
That's why I'm scared about them facing the Pats again. The Pats with the powerful front seven, or them facing the Niners.
But when you
with
say the Pats
best
have
front seven in
a
the league.
powerful front seven, they beat them 37-20. Lamar had 3 touchdowns and no
Okay,
turnovers.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no, but I mean, I hate to say it, but Bill Belichick will not lose. to
He's not
the
gonna.
same
It's
team
not. That's not
twice.
gonna
I
happen
mean,
again. That's
you
not gonna
guys
happen
are.
again.
I think Bill Belichick is a phenomenal coach too. But I think at some point you can't just say Bill Belichick won't lose, and you have to look at the statistics and you have to look at how they played against them. All right, the last 3 games. All right, we're talking about the best team today.
Yeah.
Ravens beat the Pats 37-20, beat the Bengals 49-13,
Ah, the
and beat the
Bengals.
Texans, another probably playoff team, 41-7.
AFC
A
South.
smackdown. Okay, but the Texans are like 7-4, 7-5.
In the AFC
All right.
South.
Here's the thing. Lamar in that game, people say he's just a runner. 17-24 for 222 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Okay?
No one's doubting
Lamar.
We all think Lamar
against the
can be.
Patriots,
Yeah.
3 total touchdowns, no interceptions. My problem with Russell Wilson and the Seahawks is he's great against the Buccaneers and he's great against the Bengals. But in his big games, like against the Ravens, for example,
Excluding the
1
Niners.
touchdown, 1
Excluding
pick
the
6.
Niners.
Against the Niners, he had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. He
one
threw a red
bad
zone
game
pick,
was the
and he had a
Ravens.
fumble. Against the Niners, he had a fumble that was ran back for a touchdown. He
threw a
threw a
goal
pick
line
at like the
interception.
5-yard line, and he scored 1 touchdown. And so, at the end of the day, I think the Ravens have, who we can all agree upon, the league
The
MVP.
league MVP.
They have a
Lamar Jackson.
fantastic offensive line, bruising rushing attack. They dominate the time of possession.
And I love that they got
have a
RG3
great
too.
turnover ratio. RG3,
Dude,
and
I've
their
always loved
defense.
That Heisman backfield.
That
Their
Heisman
defense.
backfield, bro.
Their defense has some great players. Marcus Peters, that was a phenomenal trade for them. He's been making some plays.
Yeah, I
They
don't know
still
what
got
happened there.
Marlon
Why is
Humphrey.
he so much better in a Ravens jersey?
Right? Marlon Humphrey's been killing it. He's a phenomenal lockdown corner. I think another key that you guys bring up is good coaching can help you get to the Super Bowl and experience. And I know that the Ravens roster in terms of Lamar might not be super
They're very
experienced,
young.
but they have a bunch of veterans on the defensive side of the ball, and they have Mark Ingram, and they have a veteran O-line, and Harbaugh has beaten Belichick before in the playoffs and won a Super Bowl. In Foxborough. Thank you, Corey. I think the thing with the Niners is I think they're very good. None of the guys there, like this team has never really been into the playoffs before or into a Super Bowl situation. Richard Sherman is true, but like on the offensive side of the ball,
Joe Staley.
Joe Staley.
Okay,
They're
still
tackling.
Ray
That's
Lewis.
fair.
The GOAT.
But I just think
still Ray
today,
Lewis.
with the Ravens hot streak that they're on, they are the best team in the league. And you can bring up the 2 losses, which are good points because they are embarrassing losses and they have to be recognized. But their last 6 games, the Ravens have been on fire.
Leading the NFC East.
Yeah, they've been on fire. But
That's
I
clinched
think
today because we beat you.
I think next week, people are saying the Seahawks Niners game is the game of the year, and it might go down as the game of the year.
It is.
But
Without a doubt.
you got to look at Niners Ravens is next week.
Totally. And Niners Saints.
I think
Yeah,
I think once the Pats beat the Chiefs in a few weeks, you guys will see what I see.
the Chiefs
And the
are
Pats
like
beat the
10th
Chiefs. The
best
Chiefs are
team.
like 6-4, dude.
The Chiefs
Because
are
they didn't have Pat
all right.
Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is back.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes
They
is
lost to
still
the
kind of
Tennessee
injured.
Titans with Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
Don't
Their
dis-
defense is horrible.
El Tractorcito.
El Tractorcito popped off, bro. No,
Bro, he
but
went
the
off
Ravens.
today too. It just still wasn't enough for you to win fantasy. Scotty.
Stop it, man. Amari Cooper.
All right,
But,
all right. Scotty, you got anything else?
Yeah,
for
I
the
just want to say one last thing and then we can wrap it up.
All right, sounds good.
Ravens lead the league in points per game, second in the league in yards per game on offense, first in the league in rushing yards per game. And the defense is playmakers all over the place with veteran guys and a great coach.
It's pretty impressive when your quarterback's a running back.
Yeah,
All right.
Playing like an MVP.
a throwing running back. Yeah, sure.
He's the MVP.
He's a
we
passing
all,
running back.
We all
sure.
agree here. He's the MVP.
Yeah, he's the MVP
Okay.
of the league, no doubt. I mean, if Patrick Mahomes doesn't get injured, and then there's potential he's in the mix too. But right now, it's Lamar's one-man race.
It's Lamar's
It's Lamar's MVP to
It
lose.
is, exactly. All right, well, tell us in the comments who you think won the face-off. Subscribe if you haven't already. Smash that like button.
Don't forget to follow.
Don't forget to follow the social, the last word _PC. What's Nick saying?
Miss you guys.
What?
All right, Nick.
All right, bro.
All right, then.
All right, bro. Thank you guys for watching. This has been The Last Word.